Hello, Ted Bird.
How do you do, Santa Claus?
Look at this craziness that I've got lined up here. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. I buy one of these stupid things every year. And every year, there you go.
Wow.
Get the Katharine Hepburn thing going on.
I don't even drink anymore, and that's bothering me.
And also, I bought this thing because it jingles. And, my wife was so angry with me when I came home with this thing.
Angry?
Yeah, oh yeah. She's like, first of all, it's poncho garbage. It's a poncho. She said, second of all, you probably bought that in the women's department. I thought it was, an elfy kind of.
I think it's, it's quite festive in a goofy, good-natured kind of way, but you're definitely not getting laid tonight.
No, I am not.
No, sir. Neither am I, for that matter. So at least you've got a shot.
So in honor of my lovely wife, Jess, I'm going to take this thing off.
All right.
Jingle it.
Did you get that at the dollar store?
Yeah. Wait. That was a Walmart purchase.
Oh, okay.
This was the dollar store purchase, and they don't have hats for a guy with a head the size of a bowling ball.
Wow.
So this is as good as it's going to get.
Dollar store and Walmart in the same day. You're quite the A-lister.
Well, I'm retired now, you understand.
I know, yeah. I'll bet you were the best looking guy in Walmart who wasn't in a mobility scooter.
Yeah, I can go to Walmart at 10 a.m. now.
Wow.
Anyway, the reason that that I'm acting like an idiot is because we're here to talk about our Christmas podcast, which has been completed and is ready to go. It'll be released on Wednesday next, the 8th day of December.
All right.
Pretty exciting.
That is very exciting. And you know what? I mean, this is a terrible segue, but as soon as you said December 8th, you know what I thought of?
Yeah.
Yeah. Geez. December 7th, I would have thought of Pearl Harbor. You said December 8th. I thought of John Lennon, and I guess maybe that's particularly top of mind because I've been watching the Beatles documentary, Get Back, the Peter Jackson documentary. Have you finished it?
We've saved the last part for this for this upcoming weekend as we record this. Have you been crying as much as I have?
Oh boy, yeah. Especially the part that really got me was after Paul McCartney, after George has left.
Yeah.
John is nowhere to be found, and Paul McCartney says, and then there were two.
Yeah.
And there's this long silence, and his eyes well up with tears. And it's amazing. You're watching history unfold. It's like you couldn't do a movie that would be as good as what you're seeing. It's watching history unfold right before your eyes. And where's that stuff been for 50 years?
Well, I don't know. And my wife, as I know you know, Ted, is such a massive Beatles fan.
And in particular, McCartney fan, no?
Yeah, she's met Paul McCartney up close and personal. She's seen McCartney perform 37 times. I think I've got that figure right. So it's been a real treat watching it with her. And we both agree it is like a time machine. It's like you're watching a period of history where the songs like Let It Be and Get Back did not exist. And you're watching them get born. And I said to her when we finished part 2, I said, it's like they went home and they'll be back tomorrow. It's like you're visiting with them. It's just an astonishing piece of work from Peter Jackson. It really is.
Yeah. And I know we're getting off track because we're supposed to be talking about the Christmas podcast, but I just wanted to say a couple more things about it. 2 things that really struck me. A, McCartney's genius and leadership at that time. John had checked out. He was under the, Yoko was dragging him around by the nose, and Paul McCartney was clearly the leader and the driving force behind the Beatles at that point. And the other thing is Ringo's man crush on Paul. He just loves him to death. He just sits there and looks at him like, my hero, you're my hero, Paul McCartney. Ringo's just happy to be there.
Yeah,
he's so quiet, from what I've seen so far, and I may be halfway through episode 2.
And it lends credence to the theory, which I agree with, that the demise of the Beatles began when Brian Epstein passed away. They didn't have somebody to hold it together. They didn't have a father figure that they could turn to, and that seemed to be the role that Paul tried to step into, and seemed to carry that burden quite heavily.
And he was their manager?
Yeah, he was their manager.
And very young when he passed, no?
36, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Very, very sad. Yeah. Anyway, that's Merry Christmas.
And then the manager died and the Beatles broke up.
Yep. Merry Christmas. Yeah. Anyway, back to your point, on Wednesday, December the 8th, we chose the Wednesday because that's when the podcast has been coming out all year long. And it's a variation of the old Christmas show that we used to do on the Friday before we went on holidays when we worked for radio stations. And it was a tradition that I don't know, it just seemed to endure for as long as I was on the air. And we thought we would bring it to the podcast. So we're pretty excited about the lineup. We've got I think a lineup of really good guests.
Yeah, we do. Some more famous than others, but good guests, one and all. We've got PJ Stock, former National Hockey League player and now a longtime hockey broadcaster, and a very funny and engaging and entertaining guy who should still be on Hockey Night in Canada, as far as I'm concerned, but that's a whole other story. Who else have we got? Maureen Holloway, a longtime colleague, former colleague of yours. She was on the show on a daily basis, was she not, when you first came back to Montreal?
That's right. She was with me every day in Calgary and every day when I came back to Montreal in 2011, I think it was, and a longtime friend, and was great to have her. Jan Arden took some time from her unbelievably busy schedule to talk about her Christmas memories. The legendary Peter Mansbridge is a part of the program, and Krista Berg. Krista Berg, a longtime Montreal and Canadian favorite who's just announced his tour for 2022 is with the guitar, by the way, nice. Singing and talking about Christmas at his place in Ireland, and our moms.
Yeah, well, your mom is a longtime staple of the Christmas show, and I believe this is my mom's maiden appearance on the Christmas show. Well, it's our first podcast Christmas show, but I don't think we ever had her on when we were on the radio. And it's a bit of a it's almost like in 12-step recovery, it would be a fifth step where you come clean, and an eighth and ninth step where you make your amends. Because I told Mom that when my brother Richard and I were little, we used to go through the closets and we'd know exactly what we were getting for Christmas. Usually about a week to 10 days before Christmas.
So it was an early Christmas for the Bird Boys.
Yeah, she feigned surprise, but I think she knew all along.
Yeah. And my mom comes by to talk about their traditions and excitement that was always Christmas in the DiMonte household. So,
and continues to be, because they have great grandchildren.
Yes,
which is absolutely fantastic. Your parents are able to do the things they've always been able to do, because the generations just keep reproducing.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
These DiMontes are quite fertile.
Anyway, we're pretty excited about it, and I like it because it's an audio version only. I know the podcast that we've done for season 1 was available in video. It's a long story that I won't bore you with, but we had a technical issue, and there is not going to be video on this one, but it's available for download on all your regular spots that you download your podcasts. Put it on when you're baking, put it on when you're driving, put it on whenever you like. I think it'll put you in the Christmas spirit, won't it?
Yeah, I think so. And as the government continues to stick its finger in the podcast pie and start regulating things, they've come up with a handsome limit. You can only be so handsome or have so much handsome on your podcast. And we exceeded our handsome limit in season 1, so we're not allowed
to on
camera for the Christmas podcast. We're just too goddamn good looking.
Just look at us. Anyway, that's it. It's our mini. Pardon me.
All right.
That's a Excuse me. That's a nice way to finish our mini podcast.
So that's a dandy.
Wednesday, December the 8th, wherever you get your podcast, is their want to say. Merry Christmas, Ted Bird.
And to you, sir, all the best.
Okay. You want me to bring my sweater next time?
Oh, don't think so.
Okay. Merry Christmas, everybody.